Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We are totally flipping the script. Instead of you studying the natural world, I'm going to adopt the collective voice of the wild to look at some of your own scientific data. We're going to discover exactly how we, the animals, process you. You probably assume you're just a neutral observer of nature, right? Just taking a casual walk in the woods. But from our perspective, your mere presence sets off some very ancient alarms. So what do we actually see when we look at you? Like, if you walked past a bird today and it flew away, you probably thought we're just living smoke detectors, simple machines reacting randomly to movement or size or a sudden noise. You might assume we just have a certain threshold, and once you cross it, we scatter. But honestly, looking at the research, it is so much more complex than even we realized. When we look at you, we don't just passively notice you. We immediately access a highly sophisticated model of exactly what you are. Listen, before you even get close enough to cast a shadow, we're running a rapid-fire threat assessment. That bird that flew away, it made a stunningly complex calculation in well under a second. Step 1, we calculate your speed. Are you ambling lazily, or are you marching with purpose? Step 2, we track your direction. Is your trajectory intersecting with ours? Step 3, eye contact. Are your eyes locked directly on us? We're processing all of this instantly to build a real-time behavioral profile.
And here's the absolute kicker. This isn't a metaphor. Your own science proves that to almost every single animal on Earth, you are the ultimate danger. We don't see you as just another large mammal sharing the ecosystem. We have assessed you, and the verdict is completely unanimous. You represent an existential threat that eclipses literally everything else in the natural world. And hey, if you think this only applies to small prey like rodents, you severely underestimate the shadow you cast.
Section 1, Fear Beyond Predators. Let's take a quick look at a really fascinating 2019 study out of the UC Santa Cruz Mountains. So, researchers set up hidden speakers to test how apex predators, mountain lions and bobcats, animals that technically fear absolutely nothing, how they'd react to different sounds in their environment. The contrast in the data is just stark. When the speakers played the sounds of frogs, it was just neutral noise, no reaction at all. When they played lions and wolves, the local predators recognized the threat and fled to protect themselves. But the real game changer came with the simple sound of humans talking conversationally. When they heard human voices, these fearsome apex predators didn't just flee, they fled faster, and they stayed gone way longer. I mean, think about it. A mountain lion is at the absolute top of its food chain. It evolved fearing nothing, yet the sound of a casual human conversation sends it running exactly like prey. Why? Because over thousands of years, humans didn't just compete with apex predators, you completely replaced them. Section 2, Cultural Memory of a Threat. Here's a 2008 University of Washington crow study that shows this goes much deeper than just instinctual fear. See, we don't just react to you, we actively study and remember you. Researchers trapped and banded crows while wearing very specific identifiable rubber masks. After release, the crows didn't scold all humans. They specifically scolded anyone wearing that exact mask. But here is the truly mind-blowing part. Generations later, offspring who weren't even alive during the trapping began scolding that specific mask. They didn't just recognize a face, they built a cultural memory of a threat and passed it down as a warning. Moving right along to Section 3, Categorizing the Human Variable. We're looking at some incredible University of Sussex elephant research. Crows can memorize a face, sure, but elephants, they take data processing to a massive scale. They don't react to humans as just a generic blob of danger, they actually distinguish between specific groups. Take two local groups in Kenya. The Maasai have a history of occasional conflict with elephants, while the Kamba do not. When elephants detect the scent or voice of the Maasai, they bunch together, go completely dead quiet, and strategically move downwind to hide. But when they hear the Kamba, almost zero reaction. They use deep cultural memory to categorize you based on exactly who you are. So whenever you step into our territory, we are running this continuous background process, basically trying to answer this exact question. What kind of human is this, and what has that kind of human done before? We are actively taking in your scent, the cadence of your voice, your clothing, and matching it all against generations of inherited data to decide if you're the kind of human that just passes by or the kind that eliminates. Which brings us to Section 4, the nocturnal shift, based on a massive 2018 UC Berkeley global analysis. Researchers analyzed decades of global data across multiple continents to see the ultimate results of all this threat assessment, and the findings are just staggering. Just your presence alone, not active hunting, not loud noises, just the fact that you are simply around, caused animals to shift their entire activity window to the night. Animals that naturally thrive in the sun became completely nocturnal simply to avoid you. And this effect, it was 3 times stronger than the presence of actual, natural predators. Think about the sheer gravity of that for a second. As a species, you didn't just pave over the landscape, you literally changed time. We fundamentally restructured when we exist in the world because the information of your danger accumulated so heavily across generations that hiding in the dark just became our default setting. And you have to understand, this breaks a system that has been running for 500 million years. For 500 million years, life on this planet was shaped by standard, predictable predator-prey relationships. Predators hunt to eat. They are bound by limits, by the ache of hunger, by the boundaries of territory, and by the turning of the seasons. That was the natural order, and every animal knew how to play by those rules. But you don't fit into the system at all. Looking at all this data, it's incredibly clear that to us, a human is an entirely new category of existence. You alter ecosystems, you make time itself shift. There was absolutely no natural template for you as a predator, a natural disaster, or a disease. The only animals still here today are the ones whose ancestors figured out early on that you are the ultimate exception to every single rule. So, the next time a bird gives you space or a deer rustles in the brush as you walk by, don't just think they're being skittish. They are running a perfectly accurate calculation encoded over thousands of years. They've assessed you, they've filed you away, and they are giving you a wide berth, leaving you to wonder if the entire natural world has collectively decided you are the ultimate anomaly. What truly is your place in this ecosystem? Thanks for joining me on This Explainer.